your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Kalen Lawson. Welcome to another groundbreaking edition of G is for Gentlemen. Please do me a favor. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram, go to WordPress, go to Facebook, and follow me at SenorWapo713. That's SenorGuapo713. And shout out to my man, Brandon Montgomery. He's not going to be in today, but make sure you follow him at Real Bmont. That's REALBMONT, as he likes to say. But I tell you, I got an amazing co-host here today. Listen, this woman is a woman of style, class, of culture, of education, of family, of God. And I tell you, she is someone that I love and cherish so much. I got the modern day Cindy, Miss Kira Laws. Hey, baby.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, welcome to G is for Gentlemen.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming on, shout it.
You having me.
Absolutely.
I mean, so much. So much.
I'm excited. Hey, listen, I don't know if y'all can tell, I'm hyped. Listen, I love it when my baby mama here. You understand me? But
that's my rhyme. Every time you say that,
yeah.
I'm about to. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
But so let's just dive right in. You know,
okay.
we got as the preachers say, we got a long way to go and a short time to get there, right?
Okay.
So
get us there.
First, this is a show about gentlemanly style and culture, right?
Okay.
And as you know, because you're with me when I prepare the shows every week, we use style to thread all of the elements of a gentleman together. Mm-hmm. But I want to know from you, what is your definition of a gentleman? And you ain't got to talk about me. It's okay. You don't have to, but if you want to, it's okay. I'll take it.
I think the gentleman, there are some mainstays of a gentleman, but the gentleman has evolved as well. Because I think at one point in our society, or even in history, right, the gentleman was just known for just being chivalrous, mm-hmm. right? Now I think the gentleman is not only chivalrous, but he's compassionate, he's caring. The gentleman is thoughtful. And a gentleman is one. I mean, I think he's just well-rounded.
Yeah,
he's very much a well-rounded person, and it's not relegated to any particular person, race, class, age, whatever. A gentleman is just a well-rounded individual who has the capacity of being compassionate, caring, thoughtful, chivalrous, and all of those things. It's just not one thing.
So, what's the benefit of why is it beneficial that a man be well-rounded?
Well, I think. For me, I think well-roundedness equals more. It adds to the quality. Well-roundedness adds to quality, right? Being able to be more than one thing at more than one time. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are, a jack of all trades. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But being well-rounded means that you're balanced, right? And I think it's important to be balanced. I think sometimes we get so focused on one thing that we lose balance, we lose focus. And a lot of times, as society, we focus on men just being a worker or men just being a lover. We don't look at, they need to be balanced in all areas, just not just a worker, not just a lover, but, as a leader, as a head, you know what I mean? So I think the balance of it all has to be a great combination, like a good gumbo, right?
Yeah, like a good gumbo.
Like
Shout out to Louisiana for the gumbo. So people, gumbo is a great segue for you because you are kind of a one person gumbo. People think you may be a 2-course meal or you know what I'm saying, but you got a lot of things going on.
I got
right?
a lot of irons in the fire.
You're known as a business person.
Yeah.
Business acumen. You're known as an attorney, and even as an educator, especially in recent years. But they don't know about your style. People. It's so funny when we go out and people are like, "Wait a minute, wow," because you put them on or whatever, because they've only seen you in business attire, so to speak. So, how did you transition into style? Like where did the style piece come from for Kira?
Well, I got to shout out to my mom because my mom was a person that she definitely, she came from the PJs. She came from BX, the Bronx, and, she learned to hustle on a budget.
Right.
And because of that, when she transitioned into a place of milk and honey, she kept her values with her. She kept her values with her. So she never really spent a lot on certain things. She was very much, this is what, I'm gonna give you this when you need it. You might have a birthday, something, but it was never buying in excess. So I think when I got older and I was able to do things for myself, I learned how to put things together, and I always been very resourceful. I've always been able to find things thrifting or stores, different stores like a Marshall's, a TJ Maxx, and I've always been able to bounce within my budget, but always find quality. I've always been good on quality. I've never been trendy. I've always looked for things that I felt like really represented me, and that's one of the things that I do translate to some of the people that I work with when I am doing, fashion things. I'm like, you want to wear stuff that actually represents your character, represents your personality, not necessarily the personality of the person standing next to you.
Yeah, man.
It has to match you. You have to think about who you are and what you want to exude, what you want to project. A lot of times people are dressing because they see trend. Whatever is hot is what they want to do. And for me, fashion to me is like, this is like when I wake up and I'm like, I'm feeling leather today and it might be 78 degrees outside. I'm gonna find something that's gonna make me feel whatever that is, and it has to connect with me, not necessarily what everybody else is doing.
So along with being an attorney, a business person, an educator, a person of style, you tout yourself as a lifestyle editor. What is that?
So this lifestyle editing, I think it's a blessing. It's one of the gifts that the Lord has given me, and I don't take it lightly. Being able to walk with people and actually help them define who they want to be, help them, and people call it people branding, but help them really define what it is they are and who they are. You know what I mean? And so I call it a lifestyle editor or a life editor. I'm not like a lifestyle, but a life editor, because there are a lot of things we've picked up when we were coming up that when we become adults, we need to kind of adjust, redirect, create, recreate, mold. And so I've been able to partner with people, clients, friends, persons in my path, and like get them on track. Like, okay, if this is what you say you really want to do, then let's figure out a plan to get that done. Okay. Yeah. If your focus is on, health. Okay. Now this is the plan that we have for health. This is what we're talking about for food. Let me connect you with these people I know that's good with, health science and let me just connect you with a good trainer, or if you say that you want to get into fashion, and we can do that all day. I can shop with you all day. But
yes, you can.
If
all day.
But if his career goes, I'm good with that too. I mean, I think that's one of the strongest things with me, because I'm up in the middle of the night when everyone else is asleep, working on people's projects and plans and reading and throwing things. I'm like, you don't need that. You need more of this, and really helping create the plan of action. So the life editor in me I think that's a gift. I tell people some people are God's mouthpiece. I'm blessed to be an editor, God's editor. So I appreciate
God's
that.
Editor, that's dope. So you have these hats, right? You have all of these things that you do, and you wear them well. So let's talk about style for a second. Put that hat on.
Okay.
What, especially from a man's perspective?
Okay. Let's do it.
What are 5 style necessities that Ben should have from a woman's perspective? Like, what are
Style
5
necessities?
Like, what's this 5 things that you like? Women say a man got to have this from a style perspective. We
From
know
a style perspective.
he got to have a job. We know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fluid too, right? When we can talk about that on another day.
But
I'm
talking about from a style perspective.
Okay, so I'm gonna say from a style perspective, a man should have good hygiene habits.
Okay.
And that feeds into your style, and that goes into how well you take care of, things like your nails, your hands, your teeth, your grooming. I think, that's part of your style. Another thing, I think, from a style perspective, a man should have I want to say a go-to look, or something that he can fall into all the time that actually suits him. I think a lot of times people, again, it goes back to following trend versus following what works for you. I think a lot of times people, men and women both, try to follow trend, but every trend doesn't work for you. So I think a man should have a definitive style, a look that works for them all the time. Style necessities. Oh my gosh. I think that, I don't know, there's so many. I'm trying to make it like more narrow than broad, but I think that, a man should have a bar when it comes to how they choose to carry themselves. I think that's part of your style too, like how you choose to carry yourself. I think a lot of people miss the mark, men included, miss the mark in, deciding who they want to be in what day of the week. And I know we've had this conversation several times before, but what is your voice? That's part of your style. What voice are you carrying? What does that look like for you? And how are you choosing to translate that over whatever platform that you have? That's part of your style. The fourth one would be, and I mean, of course, style. I'm going to go to this because this might be more fashion than style, but shoes, man, listen. Okay, women are looking at shoes, guys. I don't care what nobody tells you. You have to wear one pair of good shoes, sirs. It's important. One pair of good shoes, but several for occasion. But you want to make sure your feet are taken care of.
Get them dogs in order.
Get them dogs in order. So whether your feet are covered or they're exposed, you need to get a pedicure, and you also need to have good shoes. And I guess that's 4 and 5. But that goes with the grooming as well. So there's a lot of things that we could talk about that I think are necessities. When you talk about 5, I think my 5 has like part A, B, C, D, and E to it, and we'll be talking about that all day. But
yeah.
There's so many layers to that.
I mean, mad layers. That's a great list you have, because oftentimes what we love to do, excuse me, is we love to go beyond just what people are wearing, right? We love to talk about the whole man. And so when you first meet a guy, Kira,
back in the day,
currently
too.
But yeah,
okay,
currently too.
Okay,
currently
I'm like, wait, because okay, let's clarify.
I don't mean romantically.
We don't swing
because we're not into that.
We're not swingers,
on the
people.
Swing, we on at the park. But
yes.
When you first meet a guy, what is it that you notice first? Like physically notice when you first meet him. What do you like? For me, when I see a person, period, the first thing I connect with is their teeth. I don't know why.
I know you did, because you're a teeth guy. It's so funny you say that, because I'm always a smile person. Like if you look like you're pleasant to be around, I'm automatically going to gravitate to that person.
Yeah.
So I gravitate toward this aura of presence of pleasantness. Like I love being, and especially with guys, like throughout historically my history, my guy friends that you and I have guy friends that we're equally friends with, but because they're so pleasant and so genuine, and they you can tell that they have great personalities, great sense of humor, and I love that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's who I am at my core. So I usually connect with people that
real goofy.
And people don't really know that about me, but I connect with people that like literally like to let their hair down and have a good time.
Yeah.
So with a man, same thing. Even at work, I connect with people that seem like they know how to smile and let loose and kind of just strip the day away and just have a good time. So that's what I connect with.
Right. That's dope. Another one. Men are taught. You mentioned leadership. Another. So keep this one brief. You mentioned leadership, but men are taught that we're supposed to lead. But and I think it's really important that men are taught that we're supposed to lead, right? Because I believe that it's actually a really dope concept. Another dope concept, however, is who's sponsoring this portion of the show, and that is KOG and Company. Are your unique
KOG
gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement built to encourage the masses to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com and use coupon code DOPE with an exclamation mark for 10% off of exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast. So, keeping in line with that dopeness, Kira, men are taught a dope thing, and that's to lead. But lead how?
So I think that so leadership is really much, it's dynamic, and but it also has this other D that I like to say, it has a dichotomy to it, right? A lot of times people look at leadership as this way of like this I guess this warrior type of leadership that allows you to have total control, that's not necessarily fluid, it's not necessarily allows for collaboration. And I don't necessarily know that that's the type of leadership that people or that men should embrace. I think leadership is truly knowing or having a vision, having a vision for your life, whether that's a family vision, a career vision, goals, and really embarking upon them. Leadership includes like actually being able to differentiate yourself from the pack.
Yeah.
I think that's something else that's big. Again, that goes back to being on trend, right? Being able to separate yourself from what other people think you should be doing, leading outside, being beyond what the expectation is. Leadership includes faith. Leadership includes humility. Leadership includes a sense of connectiveness with the world, a sense of connectedness with this life that we lead, the sense of connectedness with your responsibility to family, or sense of connectiveness. Like, leadership is not a limited ideal, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we think of leadership as limited to one sphere, one space, and it's not. We're learning how to be multi-layered, multifaceted. And so for men, I think leadership includes everything, but let me say this, includes everything, but it's not meant to burden you. A leadership that should not be a burden. I think you lead in the areas of your gifts and the areas in where God is putting you, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're leading with burden. I think you're leading with grace. So I think that's one of the things that men should embrace. Lead with grace and peace, and not necessarily with burden.
That's awesome. That's amazing. That right there is a bit of that life editing you were talking
Absolutely.
about. Helping people to understand the different nuances of how they are to grow during this life, right? It's an amazing thing. So you got all of these things going on. But quickly tell us what else you have going on. What projects are you working on?
What am I not working on? I'm always in the kitchen, sir. No, seriously. So like you said, I am an attorney. I've been practicing for 15 years, and it's crazy because I'm a young one. I'm a young, fun one.
Hey.
But I've been practicing for 15 years, and I'm getting into my groove with law, because I did separate from it for a minute to pursue other things in business and consulting, oil and gas and things like that. Really pursuing the modern day Cindy. She is my epithet, and it's something that I'm really building upon. I really want to make sure she launches this year, because I've been sitting on that for a long time, and it's time for her to spread her wings and fly away. I'm also working on some just advanced things in community building that I'm working on, some advanced things with actually pushing out some journals that I have that I need to get published. I mean, there's a lot of things that I have on my plate right now. Family, we're like expanding our family, but specifically my projects, right now my you're so funny, but my passion projects is the modern day Cindy.
Yeah.
And also putting both feet back into law. That's, like I said, I steered away from it for a minute because it wasn't fun anymore. It lost its fun. It lost the excitement that I once had for it. It lost, a lot of things. I just separated from it because it didn't provide fulfillment. And I feel like whatever you're called to will provide fulfillment, and actually building a bridge to the legal field, to the consulting that I actually do, because I feel like it's one and the same for me. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm a transactional person. I'm not a litigator. And so I like to build and create. And so I've been blessed to be able to work on projects where I can partner with people in arts and entertainment and film, in a digital space, technology, where I'm building. So I'm taking that and moving it back towards where it needs to be. It needs to come home to me. So
listen, I love that. I love everything that you have going on. Yeah. I love you.
Important. That's important.
Absolutely. But we also love our Facebook Live.
Hey,
family.
Facebook. Hey.
And we ask that you subscribe to our show on all the major platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Review our show in iTunes with constructive feedback, and share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your family and friends, and donate to our mission to bring enriched and inspiring content each and every week. You can donate at www.thesphere.tv/donate. Dorian, what up? I was about to call
Hey,
your first
Dorian.
name. I'm not even used to calling you that. Dorian,
Black,
what's up, man?
Mr. Black Prestige.
Joseph Mayer, Pastor John Gray, Barry
Pastor
Murphy.
J.
We appreciate y'all tuning in, man, and make sure you subscribe. We love y'all so much. We'll see you on the next episode. So let's jump into some styles things, right? Some
Okay,
things
let's
in
do
the
it.
news
Let's do
really
it.
quickly before we get out of here. So there's this thing called a plus size male model.
I love it.
But people really didn't know that and understand it coming from the model world. You have plus size women models, and you think about the Ashley Grahams, who's killing it right now, and others. But plus size male models are actually around right now. And Darnel Ghramm, who is a plus size male model.
It's funny. His name is Graham, like Ashley.
Like Ashley Graham,
but I don't think they're
totally different. Yeah,
They're not related, y'all.
at all.
Okay.
And he has a new project which is called #We Are Big and Tall, and he's trying to bring a lot of awareness to that. And they did a spoof, or not even a spoof. That's the
A
wrong
campaign,
thing.
right?
A campaign that mirrors a Calvin Klein campaign done by the ASAP Mob family.
Okay.
And so it was a bunch of guys, six guys rather, plus size guys, influencers, models, etc., who were in the double denim Calvin Klein campaign, and it's really, really dope. He said recreating the shoot was fairly easy, and he didn't want to do exactly the way that it was already done. He got together with a few plus males with different ethnicities, height, sizes, and shapes. He says that we exist and we are constituted by many different things, whether big or tall or simply fall outside of the world's standard. We are handsome and we are worthy.
I love that.
And I love it. I love the body positivity. I love what's going on. I really hope that other brands support them, come out and join the movement, because we think that imagery doesn't affect body imagery doesn't affect men, but if you are around somebody and you love someone who is especially a guy who is one of our giant gents, they have feelings too, and they see and know what's going on.
And I think it's important to just note that everyone is not meant to be a size, a small size, right? We are all in different sizes, shapes, and of course colors, backgrounds. And so it's important for us to, embrace the differences between us. And I think, having someone being bold enough to make a campaign like this and not being backed by, a big name is interesting. And I hope that big names get on top of this, because when you create clothes for
everybody.
For everybody, of course, they might model them in small sizes, because that's the history, right? The history is you model for and I'm going to say this, and I do not mean it's an ideal size, but that ideal size is not the majority.
Not at all.
So I think it's great that men have taken the initiative on this one to actually create the campaign. And I think that it's going to be even more awesome to see how designers respond to it, and even stores and retailers respond to it, to show that there's a need for more quality clothing for these guys.
Agreed. In other news, and this one is equally as exciting for me as a fashion guy, Virgil Abloh. Listen, this brother has done everything in fashion, right? Mm-hmm. He was the founder of the streetwear brand Off-White. He's Kanye West's creative director. He's a sneaker designer. Yeah, he's a sneaker designer. He actually designed the boosts. All of the boosts were his design.
Okay.
Yeah. He's an obsessive collaborator. If you follow him online, he's an obsessive collaborator.
Get with me, bro. We need to collaborate.
Right, we do. He is an art exhibitor and he's a DJ. But most notably, what has recently happened is he is the first black men's creative designer for Louis Vuitton.
Well, first of all, that's major. I know I'm not on the show that I would normally do that, but I feel like we got to do something.
Listen, we can do a one clap.
I'm gonna one clap this brother, because I
Absolutely.
feel like this magic in these hands, y'all. So this is important that we note that it's a black man. He's and he's doing high end, and he is really being highlighted for it. It's not being done in the dark.
Right.
People are gonna know his name. And Louis Vuitton is one of the favorites on my list. And
Listen,
I always
LVMH, you can't go wrong with
right,
that
and
brand.
I feel like they have such a history of being forerunners when it comes to classic designs
and iconicism. Right.
Yeah, and so when you look at, this LV, it is beautiful, and because I can't wait to see what he adds to it. Being that, like you said, he comes from, Kanye West camp, if you would, as a creative director for Kanye, and I've seen some of the things that Kanye has done. I look at it, I'm like, okay, this guy probably is gonna he's gonna change the game for menswear, designer menswear. He really is, and I'm excited to see what he brings forth.
I agree because Louis Vuitton is not fully known for menswear.
Absolutely,
and so that's what's really exciting for me because he is a menswear guy.
Yeah,
he's Kanye's creative director, so he understands what's going on currently, as well as he was a fashion student. He's been in the space forever, so I'm super excited about that.
And I love anybody, male or female, that wears pants like that.
Yeah.
First of all, because those pants are everything. Let's be clear about that.
Please believe
that those pants are everything. They're nice. They're comfortable looking. I would wear that with a white tee or tank.
Yeah.
So it's just it's just something about that just makes me happy. Those pants make me happy. So anybody that wears pants like that has my vote of confidence. I'm just
note to self.
Okay, it's amazing. So it's amazing.
So I'm super excited about Virgil, man.
Okay,
and what's going on? Because with Louis being a timeless brand. You want to continue to do timeless things, and you want to continue to support that brand, but you also want to continue to support the Sphere, and the Sphere is sponsoring this portion of the show. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or to sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. Now, we offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including, listen now, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. And plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the U.S. as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. And we're talking about timelessness just before that ad. And one thing I think we need to highlight, it's important for all gentlemen to understand, is the benefit of a timeless wardrobe. We're in a society now where we look at fast fashion, we look at Zara, we look at H&M, we look at Forever 21, we look at Urban Outfitters, we look at all these brands that have their place. I'm not knocking them whatsoever because you can
get some timeless pieces out of a fast
pieces, and you
fashion.
can, if you know what you're doing, get some pieces that will last you some good.
Yeah.
And I got a couple of pieces of Zara things that I've had for 5-6 years. You know what I'm saying? And so for something in fast fashion, that's not necessarily known. But along with fast fashion comes the trends and the trendy things, right? And so, I don't want all of our listeners and all of our viewers to get caught up in the trend and understand why we need the timelessness of it, right? And so building a timeless wardrobe, the first thing I want to talk about is that it maximizes wearability, right?
Okay.
And meaning you're always on trend, so you don't have to buy trendy things, because if you're wearing something that's timeless, it's always in.
That's true.
It's very, it'll never go anywhere. It'll never be out of style, or the fad will never fade, right?
That's true.
So if you build your wardrobe with timeless pieces, you don't have to worry about being on trend because you're always on trend.
Absolutely.
Number 2, it's more cost effective in the long run.
Absolutely.
So when you buy trends, like, every year, every season, there's something new that's more seasonal or that's trendy, or like for example, the coated joggers about 3 years ago were super, super big, right? And now you don't see a lot of people wearing them. But if you're not a confident person, or if you only thing you're buying is the trend, and you subscribe to the trend, then you're spending more and more money every time a new trend that comes out.
And I think, like, for trendy stuff, the only time trends don't really get expensive is if you're following color trends, right? Because color trends
color or
patterns, because those things can stay in your closet. You're not going to throw away something because of color, more than likely. It would have to be right. It have to be like a combination of things, like a color with a ruffle. Like, you're like, I'm not going to ever wear this again. But color trends are actually good. Mm-hmm. They're good investments.
They are. They're very, very good investments. Because it's a color. Colors
Yeah.
aren't ever going anywhere. You know, it'll be different shades, but it's a color. That's a very good point. But again, it's more cost effective over time if you keep your timeless wardrobe. A third one is it'll guarantee that you're memorable. Now, what do I mean by that? When you walk into a place and you're consistently classic, you're consistently timeless in terms of your apparel. You're consistently the person that looks great. Especially over, we're in a social media age and everything is documented with pictures and stuff. And so people Google you or find you or go to your pages and you're consistently that person. You're memorable for the right reasons, right? We came up. We're children of the 80s and 90s. Trend. And so I know for me being from Dallas, Texas, y'all got to pray for me. I'm glad I've been delivered. But I was the guy in the 6-button suits and the butterfly collars and the derby hat. Like that was my environment. I grew up in that, right? With the green shoes and the crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. You've seen the Facebook.
I've seen
posts.
it, and we just want to make sure that we never have to. See
No, that'll never. You try to play me just now.
We have to burn all memorabilia.
Listen. But that was trendy. That was the style
Absolutely
back in Dallas, and in the 90s that was the style, right? I was memorable.
You were memorable,
but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
it wasn't classic and iconic, right? Another one, sizes will be more consistent when you purchase timeless things, right? So a 42 long is a 42 long.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 42
it
long.
might be some difference in terms of if it's slim fit or modern cut, but traditionally, like in classic cuts, a 36 waist is a 36 waist. It is what it is, And lastly, you'll always have pieces that are in dress code.
That's important.
Always.
That's
important. So if you build your wardrobe with your navy suit and your gray suit and your 2 or 3 broadcloth poplin shirts, button down shirts, and you have a couple of nice ties, and then you have a light pair of denim and a dark pair of denim, and then you have 2 pair of brown Oxfords, a pair of black Oxfords, and some white sneakers. You at that point have everything you need to do pretty much anything except for workout.
And that's important. I know we talked about this earlier when I'm doing some life editing with people and they have to go to their fashion or their style. That's one thing. Like, let's always build from the foundational pieces, and this other stuff you can build around it, because you don't need 5 of that. You don't need 1 of that. You need 5 regular things. You need 5 regular shirts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need 5 extravagant shirts with ruffles and polka dots on it. You don't need that. It really is about how you build your wardrobe upon your foundational pieces, those timeless things.
It's amazing because me, and when people see me, they see that I'm a guy of color. Like, I love color, right? I love color. I love patterns, but I have a few pattern suits, but I don't have as many as people would think, because I'm still even building on that, right? I have paisley jackets, and I actually have a really dope camouflage tuxedo shawl lapel satin. That thing is killer, but I've only worn it once.
It's important.
It's important because it's so noticeable and so memorable. But my gray suit and my blue suit and my gray suits and blue suits and black suits, those are the ones that are timeless. Those are the ones, and then having 2 or 3 pair of dark denim and 2 pair of light denim, and it
makes a difference.
cuts. It makes a difference because you're able to really, really maximize your investment. Remember that clothing is an investment, and it is an investment in your confidence. It is an investment in how people perceive you. So for those gentlemen who are listening and who are watching, who do not think that it's like, why do I have to buy all these clothes? Well, that's excessive. I get the minimalist lifestyle. I do understand it, and it has merit and benefit. But if you can get at least 2 pieces of everything so that you will save your money over time, 2 pieces, again, I keep saying 2 dark denim, 2 light denim, 2 gray suits, 2 blue suits. You need more than 2 white shirts. I'm gonna be honest.
All right, you about
like
5. Let's see. My number is 5.
Yeah, you need like
white
5.
shirts. You need 5. You need 5
like
because
5.
it's white.
Get you a couple of T-shirts. You know what I'm saying, and a pair of black shoes, a dress shoes, a brown dress shoes, and some simple white sneakers. At that point, you have everything you need to be casual all the way up to business.
Yeah,
and so you have to remember, guys. You have to master the basics. When you're building a wardrobe. Another thing that you have to master, though, is how to care for that wardrobe once you build it.
That's maintenance.
Listen, this is wardrobe maintenance. This gentlemanly maintenance and gentlemanly storage is important. And
Absolutely.
Why is it important? Because again, it's an investment. And I think when we talk to our clients and people that we style, we let them know that this is an investment, right? And so the first thing you need to know in dealing with this investment is to get organized, right? The whole point of a wardrobe is storage and to get organized. You want to separate by color, right? Is to the extent possible.
Yeah.
You want to use drawer dividers for socks and belts, and we have a picture of a drawer divider for those of you who don't know what it is.
And you can never overstate the importance of the drawer divider,
no,
right?
you can't.
It's one of those things that, if you don't have it, you're not going to be able to find what you're looking for.
Right. You need socks and ties and some sort of organizing compartment. It could be a tie rack. It could be, it could be I always forget the technical term, but the little jewelry case that you put your watches in.
I don't know the technical term
I
either. I just call it the jewelry box because you might have one that y'all have a jewelry box that actually has a watch area in it.
Yeah.
And but I don't necessarily know what they call that little.
I can't think. It'll come to me.
Armor-like thing that you.
Yeah, but you can sit it it's almost like a catch-all, but not really. You know what I'm saying?
But you guys get the picture.
Yeah, you get the picture. So and then a second part of getting organized is to keep your shoes in the boxes to the extent possible. Some retailers don't, and that bugs me. DSW makes me mad by cutting the tops off the boxes. It really upsets me. Give me my box. I wear size 13.
But I noticed that they only do that. They only do that when they are doing a clearance or a sale. If you're just buying,
that's true.
If you're just buying,
you just trying to clown me.
No. Well, let's be clear about this. It's nothing wrong with clearance and sale because I shop on the clearance rack, okay? And I have no problem with shopping on the clearance rack because when I walk out of there with my 3-4 pair of shoes and you walk out with one, and they're all quality shoes, I feel good about my purchases.
Let's do a one clap for the clearance rack. You hear me?
Okay. But yeah, I noticed that's usually only in that area. But sometimes when you ask them, they will give you a top. They will go to the back and say they will get tops. Because sometimes
or find you a box
or find you a box that fits the shoes that you want. Because I personally like to stack my shoes too.
There's a neatness, there's an organization, there's a way to we've been blessed to have built a very extensive wardrobe over the years, and so you gotta be organized to find your stuff. Else you get mad and start buying 7, 8, 12 different things didn't even know you had.
Oh my gosh, I can speak about that.
But we're talking about organizing, but we also want you to be organized in your finances, right? And this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the U.S. offer financial education? That's 33%, or more than 77 million Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of these Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they do not have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. That big word means free. Houston Housewives of Finances are the new faces of the new age of financial services. Let's keep going. 2 more things. Streamline your wardrobe. That is a way to keep organized, right? And what do I mean by that? Get rid of clothes that don't suit you anymore. Keep pieces that only spark joy. And this is according to Marie Kondo, who has a great book. It's entitled The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying.
Okay.
Right. And so, if it sparks, keep the pieces that spark joy that you want to wear. If you're never going to wear it, why is it in your closet?
That's true.
Give it to someone who's going to wear it, or donate it, right? Or send it to Goodwill, or find you a shelter that needs these pieces and give it away, because people are going to wear that. Number 3, I want you to create an essentials kit, right? And what is this essentials kit? I want you to have quality hangers. Get rid of the wire hangers, please.
Wire hangers are meant for cleaners only. Once they come to your house, you need to change those hangers, those stuff up, right?
Right. Go to Walmart and get you some good hangers. It's not expensive. You can get the plastic ones. They're fine, right?
Absolutely.
But if you're going to get suits, get you a suit hanger, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to get sweaters, get you a broad sweater hanger, a wooden hanger, so they don't tear the fabric up. But get you some quality hangers, right? Get you a fabric debobbler, right?
That sounds so fancy.
I like saying it. Fabric debobbler. Now, what is a fabric
When y'all
debobbler?
find out what this is, get ready, everybody.
It's really easy. It's a lint remover.
Come on now.
I'm not talking about the brush, the thing with the paper that you peel off or nothing like that.
Because that's frustrating.
Yeah. I'm talking about the actual mechanical looking one that has the grate on it. It's a lot safer for the fabric because good debobblers will heat the fabric up as you pull them over, and it softens the fibers so that you're not tearing it up. And so
I've just learned something today about the bobbler. Let me
get
find
you
out. Let me
get
go
you
to
a
Walmart.
debobbler.
Do they sell this at
And you
Walmart?
get them at Walmart. Yeah, Walmart, Target, anywhere.
Let me
Absolutely.
go and Amazon.
And
Google this.
they can start as like as cheap as $7-8 and get to the
So
$100.
how much?
$7-8 and get to $100.
You said 7 or 8.
$7 or $8 is
Okay,
cheap as.
Because
But
it
they
sounded at
go
first,
to
I thought,
100.
because at first I was like that. I thought you said it starts as cheap as 70. I was like, no, babe, but I think it's 7 or 8.
Oh, 7 or 8. No,
Yeah,
no.
because I was
Single
like,
digit, baby.
Okay, because I'm like, tell people, let's
Yeah,
clarify.
absolutely. My bad. Garment storage bags are another one that you need to
Oh, yeah,
have.
that's really
For
important.
seasonal, especially for seasonal items, right? We're in Houston, Texas, so
Our seasons are 1.5 seasons.
right. Yeah, we really have a season and a half. We have a wet season and a dry season. We really think.
Well,
about
okay, we do have a wet and dry
it. But
season.
it can still be hot in the wet season, like it is right now. We're in the spring
Humid.
and it's hot and humid, right?
And it's really not as bad as it could be.
no, it
thankfully.
definitely has been worse. We actually had a winter this year. Thank God.
And so we had 2.5 seasons.
Right.
A little spring fallish.
So get you a garment bag, man, and garment storage. They're very, very good. And one good one to maximize your space is to get you the vacuum garment bags that you can find at Walmart, because it takes all the air out of them for your sweaters and things of that nature. Because when you store them, they're bulkier, they're bigger, and store them. You also want to get shoe trees. Keep the shape of your shoes.
My dad used to have shoe
Yeah,
trees
that's
all
old
over
school.
the place, and because he had, boys, let me tell you about this man.
Shout out to Linwood.
This man was clean, y'all.
Yeah, buddy.
Clean.
I got the coldest YSL tie from him.
It's clean. But
Coldest.
I mean, I didn't know what a shoe tree was. Till
Right.
you told me what a shoe tree was. I felt so that wood block.
Mm-hmm. Another thing you want to do is get moth repellents, not moth balls. I'm gonna say that one more time. Moth repellents, but don't get moth balls. Why do I want you to get? Do I not want them to have mothballs?
Because mothballs stink.
They stink.
And it's hard to get that smell out of your clothes. And if you have mothballs by your suits, that means you're gonna have to get them cleaned again, and then that smell might not actually come out of your suit. It might be cemented to your suit.
Listen. Smell like old Sunday school building.
Or maybe just do cedar chips work?
Cedar chips is a great one. Cedar chips is a great
work.
one. That's
Okay.
a phenomenal, and they smell great and fresh. You also want to get you a shoe care kit that has brush and cleaner, a horsehair brush that has conditioner. You also want to get a fabric protector, which is a spray that you spray on it, right? Just like leather protecting. You want to get a steamer. You can get a big one or a small one, doesn't matter. Jewelry cleaner. You want to get you a garment brush. And lastly, you want to get you a leather care kit. This is the essentials kit that you got to have in order to maintain your storage.
Well, that sounds good to me. I feel like you gave a really well-rounded list of things that anyone can use, right, at any time, because these things are things that help you. Like you said, helps you to get organized and stay organized, and helps you to maintain your wardrobe.
And the last bullet is to know when to hang and know when to fold. Okay.
I feel like
But you would be surprised. I've been in closets of clients, some of your friends and our brothers. The cats just don't understand when to hang and when to fold. So know when to hang and know when to fold.
Yeah,
jackets should always be hung. Period.
Yeah, no, you don't want to fold up your jacket.
Period. Right.
It looks like a windbreaker.
Absolutely. Natural hangers. Hang the jackets and hang your button downs on natural hangers. It keeps the shape. Listen, we are out of time. It goes by so quickly, but I want to thank you, the modern day Cindy, for coming on this little
Thanks for having me.
show.
It's been a great conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you for your wisdom and your expertise.
I love talking about. I could talk about fashion and style all day. Like I really can, because I think it's just it's a part of who we are.
It is.
It's a part of who we are.
So let the folks know how they can follow you again, for those who this is their first time seeing you. But let them know about your other show too.
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram at the modern day Cindy, and that's Cindy with an I. You can also catch me right here at the Sphere. My show is Society Now. I actually air on Mondays at 6 p.m. So definitely tune in to Society Now, and you will have more conversations.
Absolutely. What do y'all talk about on Society Now?
Everything in society now.
There
I
it is.
mean, you know, whatever I call it, it's a hot news show. So we talk about anything that goes from Hollywood to the hood, from DC to Dogwood. I don't know, but it talks
What,
about
you a freestyle queen
I'm
now?
trying. We talk about politics. We talk about lunatics. We talk about
Boom.
right. I'm here all week. Not really, but we talk about everything. I mean, anything that's in the news. You know, the show is up to the minute. So
Yeah.
whatever we think is fresh, whatever we think is relevant, whatever we think needs to have a platform for, we try to discuss it, because there's so many things that is occurring in society now, and it comes at us really quickly, because again, we just don't have regular news where we watch on TV. We get up to the minute news because we have social media, we have the internet. So it's nothing that can be off topic. And at any given time, anything can be on topic.
Listen, anything could be on topic, and I kind of happen to kind of visit that show quite often.
He
as
visits
well.
quite often,
You understand
like
me?
weekly.
There it is. Well, listen, thank you for tuning in to G is for Gentlemen. I am your host, Kaylin Laws, a.k.a. Senior Wobble. Go to my Instagram and follow me so we can have some good stylist conversation. Shout out to our amazing producer, E.T. Terry, what up? We appreciate you. And Gary, G. Lee Mays for G. Hawkins, rather, for I done gave this boy about 5 names.
You did.
G. Hawkins, shout out to you, man. We appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.